Hi guys, welcome back to cycle number 2 of solo Voidfall. And just before we start, I want to do a few corrections. First of all, the solo starts not with 6 trade tokens, actually it starts with 5. So I'm going to take this out of the game. The second thing is that once the population here grew from 4 to 5, I forgot to adjust it actually in the resource. So we're going to have production level of 5. And the last thing is that if you remember when I played the development card, because I control right now this asteroid belt, that means that I can deploy 2 fleet power. So I'm going to take this 2 fleet power and I'm going to add right over here. So now we're going to start phase A in the second cycle. So the first thing that we need to do is to refresh the heroic cards. And that means that everything that we didn't use from the first cycle, we're going to put out of the game. We can put it back in the box. And we're going to open 3 new cards. Now, again, I just remind you that if you opened a card that your faction, your house, does not have that kind of card, like we saw before with the Temptation and the Crusade, then you need to take this card out of the game and open a new one instead of it. The next thing that we will do is something that I already did off the camera, I'm sorry, is to take all the discarded pile of the alert deck and put it back face up, divided to numbers 1, 2, and 3 if we would have had this. And now we're going to construct a new deck. So now we're going to cycle 2, and we see that to the card that was left here, we're not going to discard it. We're going to add 3 alert cards with number 1, and also we're going to add 2 alert cards of number 2. This is the situation cards, but right now when they're going to this deck, they're going to be the alert cards. And the last thing is that we need to take one of the war cards and add it to this pile. So now we're going to take the 4 cards that we didn't use, we're going to shuffle them, and we're going to take one of them and put them right over here. Now we're going to take the alert card, we are going to give it a shuffle, and we're going to put it right over here. After that, we're going to continue to phase A number 1. That means that we're going to take out one of the trade tokens. So now we have left only with 4. The next thing that we will do is to take out the bar that I couldn't find from the last video, I'm sorry. And now it means that we can acquire one of the improved technologies in cycle 2. Number 3 is not relevant to us since it's solo, and number 4 means that we can take a new galactic event card. So obviously all the galactic event cards with number 1 we can take out from the game, and now we're going to open a new one, and actually we can already take all the galactic events number 2 and also take them out of the game. So here we see that we have the card Scorched Earth, and it says that first of all we're going to have 5 turns in this cycle. The second thing is that we will need to put a fleet power of the Voidborn on an adjacent Voidborn sector. So let's do it right now. And we're going to have a few possibilities. We can put it over here, or on this one, or in this one, this one. So we have a lot of options. I think that what we will do, I'm not so sure that this sector is actually interesting for me, even though there is a glory token of 4. So what I will do is I'm just going to add it over here. So now the next thing that we'll need to do is to take out either 2 guilds or 2 installations, or 1 and 1. But let's start with taking this installation from this sector. I think that we will not need it, and soon you will understand why. I hope that my plan will work. And the next thing, I think I will take 1 guild out. I'm not so sure which one. Of course, it cannot be from the home sector. That could have been very helpful. But I think that I will take out 1 science guild right over from here. So that means that our science production level will go down from 4 to number 2, I'm sorry, just like this, and that means that we're producing 1 science. The next thing that we can see is that during a phase C, the evaluation, we're going to skip step 1, and that means that we will skip resolving the crisis board, which is, to be honest with you guys, not so bad at all. So let's put this card right over here, and now it's time to start phase B, which is the main event of the evening. So let's start with opening this alert card and see what we have. So we can see that we have number 1. We're going to open crisis card with number 1 on it. And we can see over here that we have attrition of war. So it says that after you take one trade token, choose to also spend one credit, or you can do the penalty. That means that you need to take out a guild from any sector that is not your home. Okay, so let's put it over here and see what we need to do. So now we can take all the focus cards alongside with the innovation that we could not use last time. So I think the first card that I would like to play is actually the development for a few reasons. First of all, let's pay one material right over here in order to put a guild. So I think this is something that will help us a little bit later, that we're going to put a banker's guild right over here. And that means that we're going to have a credit production of 5. So from 0, we're going to go to 5. Now, this is not one of the guilds that is going to push up the population over here. So the next thing that I would like to do is the action that is called harmonize. And it means that I'm going to spend one science. So from 6, we will go down to 5. And we're going to push up the population of a pure sector. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this population to 6, and that is going to change a few things for us. So first of all, now I will not forget, the food production will go from 5 to 6, and then we have also the energy, so from 8 to 9, that's pretty cool. And also the Bankers Guild will go from 5 to 6. So that's it, that's what we decided to do for our turn. Now cleanup for us, there is nothing. But for the Voidborn, we need to resolve the crisis card that we have over here. Obviously, this is something that we could not resolve yet. And now the question is, do I want to receive this penalty? I think that for now, I would not like to do it. So I'm just going to put this crisis card right over here. And hopefully I will not need to pay for it later. So we finish with this, and now we're going to open another alert card. So let's see what we have over here. That's another number 1. So when we're taking it, we can see that we have power leak. And that says that after you put a sector defense, choose to also spend 1 energy. You may not use credits. Okay, and the penalty we will see later if we will need it. To be honest, I think that we can do something with it, but let's see. So now it's our turn again. The next card that I would like to play is the production. So we're going to start with supply. So let's see what we're going to have over here. So with food from 0, we're going to have 4. The next thing is energy, we're going to have 6. Materials, we're going to have 4. And let's see how much influence points we're going to receive. So we have here 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's 4 influence. And from 48, we're going to go to 52. And the next thing that I would like to do is the optimize. The first thing I will actually perform a movement to take 1 fleet power from here and put it over here. And also I can take out 1 corruption, so I'm going to take this corruption from our board, because right now if we need to resolve a skirmish, we will be challenged by 2. That means that, okay, we have 0 corruption on our board, but this is the second cycle, so already +1. And don't forget that because of our house, we're going to have 1 more. So I prefer to keep it as low as possible. So for cleanup, we don't have here anything, but we need to resolve this crisis card. I did not manage to meet the criteria that they asked for me over here. So I think I will just take the penalty. So I need to add 1 fleet power of the Voidborn to an adjacent sector. And I think that I will add it right over here. Okay, so that means that we took the penalty and we can discard this card right over here. In any case, I did not want to put it over here in the military row, so that is pretty good for me. Okay, so the next turn we're going to take another alert card, and that is number 2. So let's see what we have over here. And here it says Fatal Experiment. And it says that after resolving an innovation focus, choose to also take out 1 scientist guild from a non-home sector. The next card that I will play is the politics card. So I will perform here, first of all, the Exalt. I'm going to pay 2 food. From 4, we're going to go down to 2. And first of all, I'm going to upgrade 1 of the glory tokens. So we're going to take here number 3 and replace it with another one that has number 4 on it. And then we're going to advance with this tracker one step over here. And that is okay. It means that we can take a technology. So I'm going to take here the deep space missiles. That will be pretty good for us. First of all, we're going to receive 4 more influence. So from 52, we're going to go to 56. Then we're going to take 2 energy. So from 6, we're going to have 8. And the last thing is that we can put a shipyard somewhere on our sectors. So I think that I'm going to put our shipyard right over here, and that will give us later a little bit more of influence points. So we can take this technology and put it right over here. And the next thing that I would like to do is to retaliate. So here we can see that we can invade into a sector that is corrupted. So first of all, let's pay 2 energy. From 8, we're going to have 6. And the next thing that I would like to do actually is not to fire a missile, okay? Which I know it's a little bit weird, but bear with me, guys, okay? Bear with me. So what I will do is I'm going to invade with this dreadnought and one of these corvettes. So let's see how that goes. Let's take the dreadnought over here and one of the fleet powers. And to resolve the combat, we can see that there is a sector defense right over here, but we know that our dreadnought can absorb it, right? And now we're going directly to the salvo phase. So we have here the initiative of 3 versus 2, so we're going to fire first, but we have a torpedo, and that means that both of these fleet power of the Voidborn are going to be destroyed. The next thing that we can see right over here on this sector is that when we manage to take control of it, we will take 2 bounty tokens. So that's pretty sweet. I like this. So let's see what we have over here. We have either 1 influence or 2 materials and 1 resource of our choosing. So I think still I'm going to take 2 materials. So from 4, we're going to go to 6. And I think that I will take also 1 food. Just a moment, guys. I see that I forgot that on this sector supposed to have a glory token of 2. I'm so sorry about that. So we're just going to take this glory token. We're going to add it over here. And now we're going to score 4, 6, 9 influence. So from 56, we're going to go to 65. All right, so now for cleanup, we have nothing to do. We're cool. And now we need to resolve the crisis card over here. Since we didn't use the innovation focus card, we will not be able to do anything with it. And we're just going to put it either in the military row or in the economical. But this is a general alert card or crisis card. I'm sorry, this is a general crisis card. So I'm just going to add it right over here. Now this is starting to be quite pricey. So going to the next turn, we have 2 more actions to take. Let's take the next alert card. And we can see that we have here number 2. So let's put it right over here and take crisis card with number 2 on it. So here we have extended conscription. And it says take the action on this specific agenda card while already having 2 activated fleet power. And if not, the penalty that we can take is to take a corruption to one of the agenda slots that we have on our board. Okay, let's see what we can do with that. So for our turn, I would like to play the innovation, but I think I will take the heroic innovation card. So I'm going to discard the normal innovation focus card that we have at our hands, and I'm going to take the heroic one. So the first action that I would like to do is to experiment, and that means that I get to take an improved technology and or take out 1 fleet power of the Voidborn from an adjacent sector. I like that a lot. So I think I'm going to improve actually the deep space missile technology, and that will be, I think, pretty sweet. So let's see what we have over here. First of all, we're going to receive 6 influence. So from 65, we're going to go to 71. The next thing that we can see on this card is that we can either move, right? We can perform a movement with our fleet power, or we can put a shipyard. I would definitely like to put a shipyard, and I will put it in the sector that we just took control of. So let's put it right over here. And then we can put this card right over here in our board. So we take this one out and welcome improved technology And the second part of this action is to take one fleet power from an adjacent sector. So I think I'm going to take this one out because as you understood correctly, I think that I'm going to take control of it a little bit later on. The second action that I would like to take is the research. So I need to spend 4 resources. So I think we have now a lot of material. Let's take the materials down to 2. I don't think that we will need it so much. And that means that we can take another technology and also produce science and credits. Let's start with the production. I think it will be a little bit easier. So from 4, we're going to go to 7 with credits, and science, we're just going to receive 1 more. And we can take now another basic technology. So I would like to take the shields. I think that can help us quite a lot. First of all, we can see that there is no influence points, and also it will allow me to activate one fleet power with a corvette to my home sector, but unfortunately I don't have here a fleet power to activate. So that's a little bit too bad, but I think it will be okay in any case. And that concludes, guys, the use of heroic card of innovation, and let's put it right over here. Now, since we did not resolve the condition of this crisis card, we can take the penalty. But if we're taking it, it means that in the next skirmish, it will actually means that we're going to fight against 3. Because 1 we're going to have on here, then we're going to have another one because of our house, and then another one. But you know what, guys? I think I have a feeling that it will be okay. So actually, I am going to take a corruption. I'm going to put it right over here, and I'm going to dismiss this card. So now it's time to draw the 5th and last alert card that we have, and that is a war card. So we're going to solve it later on. Let's put it right now over here, and we'll keep that in mind, okay? All right, so the next thing that I would like to do is to use the prosperity focus card, and let's start with the first action, that is flourish. So I'm going to spend 1 material over here. It's go down to 0, and we're going to push this tracker of the economical 1 step ahead. So first of all, we're going to get to activate one of the fleet powers. That is great. And then we'll be able to take one of the trade tokens. So we're going to take this one. Don't mind if I do. And we're going to receive 2 resources. So I think that will be pretty smart of us to actually take 2 materials, right? We never know. And now I want to draw your attention back to this crisis card, the ongoing one. And they say that after you take a trade token, choose to also spend 1 credit. So that is great. From 6 credits, we will go down to 5. And that means that we've met the condition and we can discard this crisis card. That means that this one is going to shift to the left. Now, another cool thing that we have over here with this sector is that 1 spare focus card, if we manage to advance one of our trackers 1 time, we can pay 1 credit to push another tracker that is in the lowest position. So, a little bit complicated, let's do it together. From 5 credits, first of all, let's pay, so we have now only 4. And the lowest tracker that we have right now is this one. So let's push it 1 step ahead, and that means that we can raise our population in a sector, in a pure sector, by 1. So we're going to raise the population over here to 3, which means that now our production of materials is going up to 4. Oof, that was a lot for 1 action. Let's go to the second one, which I think will be to store. So guys, what I think that I will try to do with the store is actually try to reach a position that I'm overproducing 2 times in a row. So why do I want to do that? Because of course this is one of the conditions to put another fleet power in the safe haven. I'm not sure that I'm going to succeed, but let's try, okay? So for that, I'm going to do something that is maybe not the most logic, okay? But the highest production that I have over here is with the energy. So I'm going to take 2 energy, and then I'm going to produce energy, okay? So I'm going to have 12. So let's see if until the end of the game I will be able to do that twice, okay? No promises, but we will try. So that was our 5th and last action. Now it's time to resolve the crisis board. So now we have here actually a war. So we're going to go over this card to the second cycle that we can see over here. And it says that we need to resolve, of course, the crisis board. And after that, if we manage to defend ourselves successfully, we're going to take 1 bounty token. So let's start, first of all, with the easiest thing, that is the economical part of the crisis board. I need to pay 1 material, 1 energy, and 1 science. That is okay with me. I'm going to pay 1 material over here. Also 1 science from 5, it will go to 4. And 1 energy, I think it will be okay because next time we're producing here, we're overproducing. Okay, so let's go to actually to war. We know that we have here on the board 1 corruption. And that means that because we have the second cycle, we're going to have another fleet power. And because of our house, we have another one. So the Voidborn will attack us with 3 fleet power. So what are the sectors that he will be able to attack us? It's going to be over here in this sector, or on this one, or on this one. So let's just try and analyze what will happen, okay? Let's start with this sector right over here. So, first of all, we have the deep space missile technology, and that means that because we have this adjacent sector, we're going to shoot at him 1 missile, so he will lose 1, and we will be left only with 2. So we have the same initiative, and we're going to shoot at each other at the same time. We have the shield, so we're going to absorb it, but we also have the torpedoes. That means that we're going to destroy 2 fleet power. So this sector is a no-no. Let's go to the next one over here. Obviously, it's going to be even worse for him because with the sector defense, he's going to lose the first one, then another one over here, and then he's going to be left only with 1. We have the initiative. This is a no-no sector also. So the last opportunity that he has, I'm sorry, I don't know why I flipped this shipyard, that is going to help us a lot, but he will come over here. So we have up to 2 sectors that are adjacent to this one with a shipyard. So we're going to shoot 2 missiles. That is crazy. So he's going to lose 2 fleet power. Now we have the same initiative, 1 and 1. But again, we have the shield. So we're going to absorb it, and then we're going to destroy this Voidborn. So that is great. 2 things now are going to happen. First of all, we survived the skirmish. So we're going to receive 2 influence from 71. We're going to go to 73. The second thing that will happen is what we can see over here. And that is that when we win this skirmish, if we manage to defend ourselves, we're going to take 1 bounty token. So don't mind if I do. Let's take another one. And we can see either 1 energy and 1 food, or 1 influence. I think that I'm going to be a little bit more greedy, and I'm going to take 1 food and 1 energy. So let's take it from 3, it will go to 4, and from 11 it will go to 12. And that's it, guys. That was actually the last thing that we needed to do. And now we're going to continue to phase C. So now we will need to again resolve the board. I was just checking, guys, that you're alive because I'm going to take you back to the galactic event. And we remember that in this specific cycle, we don't need to do number 1. So moving to the next thing, and that is to pay for upkeep. So we have here on the sectors, we have 1 and 2, and then 2 more on this agenda card. So this is a total of 4. And what I think that I will do is actually pay all of it with the food that I have. So from 4, it will go down to 0. Finished with that, look what we have over here in the same thing that we have. It tells us that if we have a pure sector that has 6 population and 3 guilds, exactly like we have over here, we can deploy 1 non-active fleet power to one of the safe havens. So let's take it and put it, doesn't matter in which one, let's put it on this one. Now we're going to try and resolve over here the galactic event. First of all, we can see that in the first condition, we can't really do it because we don't have 2 pure sectors with population of 5 and more. We have only this one with 6, so that is unfortunate. But the other thing here is that we have for every stockpile of a specific resource with 8 or more, we're going to receive a 5 influence. So we do have that with the energy since we have 12 energy. So what we will do now is to take 5 more influence. From 73, we're going to go to 78. And the last thing that we need to do is to take influence for our agenda cards. So let's start over here. For every 2 pure population, we're going to take 1. So we have here a 6 plus 5, that's 11. So actually that's 10 divided by 2, that's 5. So 5 influence from 78 to 83. The next thing is that for each pure sector with 1 or more shipyards, we'll receive 3 influence. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is 12 influence, not bad at all. So from 83, we will go to 95. The next agenda card is that if we have 4 or more technologies, which we do, we're going to receive 4 influence. From 95, we're going to go to 99. And the last thing is that for each 2 pure sectors, we'll receive a 5 influence. So we have here, this is those 2 are 1 and those 2 are the second. So that is 10 influence. From 99, we're going to pass to 109. I don't know if it's good, guys, but it feels okay for me. And that's it. That is the end of cycle 2. So the first thing that we need to do is to refresh over here the heroic cards. I'm going to take this one out, and we're going to take the last 3 cards that we have. 1, 2, and 3. The next thing is to again make sure that we have all the alert decks ready. So we're going to take everything that we already used, and we're going to put back the cards where they need to go. And the next thing that we see is that on cycle 3, we need to add to the already existing deck 4 situation cards of number 2, right over here, and 1 more war card. Now we're going to take all these cards, we're going to mix them, and that will create the next alert deck that we're going to use for the 3rd cycle. So let's put it right over here. So we finished with that. Now let's start the normal things that we know. So the first thing is to take one of these trade tokens out from the game. The next thing that we need to do is to take out all the improved technology that was available, in cycle 2, and we're going to replace it with the 4 other improved technologies that was waiting for us just next to it. On number 3, we remember that we don't have anything to do. That means that we're going to jump directly to number 4, and that is to take another galactic event from cycle number 3, that is over here. So let's see what we have right now. That is called Shadow of the Void. So the first thing that we see is that we're going to have here 6 turns. Then we'll need to put a corruption on every agenda offer. Wow, that is a little bit brutal, but let's do it. Also, we're going to put a fleet power on each Voidborn sector with 4 population or more. Okay, so let's see actually where we can put that. First of all, we cannot put it over here because that means that we will need to have another fleet token, and this is a normal sector, so the Voidborn will not be able to have it. The same thing actually goes for here. Here we don't have population, here we don't have population. This is not a 4 population. Here we can also not do it, okay, because we cannot add another fleet token of the Voidborn. So that means actually is that this is the only sector that we can put it. That is pretty great, guys. All right, so that was not so bad. And the last thing that is actually going to be a small bonus for us, we have something that we can choose from. Either we're going to take the 1 corruption from one of the sectors or from our board, or we're going to take 1 corruption in order to advance. I think that I'm going to take out 1 corruption. So let's put this galactic event right over here, and I'm going to take out the corruption from here. The first thing that we're going to do after that is to draw 1 of the alert cards. So let's see, and this is already a war card. All right, so number 3, cycle number 3. So we can see that the Voidborn will attack us with 1 more fleet power. So the first thing that I would like to do is to use the production focus card. First of all, I would like to advance right over here with the action that is called to thrive. It doesn't cost us anything. So first of all, we can put 1 installation. Obviously, we're going to put this sector defense right over here. And also, don't forget that it triggers what we have on this sector right now. So we're going to pay 1 of our credits, and we'll get to push 1 more of our trackers right over here. So either we're going to produce, or we're going to go right over here to take out the corruption and take another token. So I think that what we're going to do is actually going to push this one over here. So we're going to produce energy. So obviously we need to produce here a 6, right? But 15 is the maximum. So we're right now overproducing. So when we are overproducing, first of all, let's take a 3 influence from 109. We're going to go to 112. And the second action that I would like to do on this card is the supply. So let's start. First of all, we're going to receive 4 food. So we're going to have here 4 food. Then again, we're going to overproduce over here. So I cannot take more. I'm just going to take 3 influence. So from 112, we're going to have 115. And let's take materials. So from 1, we're going to go to 4. That is not so bad. Now let's see how much influence we're going to receive from this action also. So we have here 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's 4 more influence, and that is pretty great. I love it. So from 115, we're going to go to 119. Now we managed to produce 2 times in 1 turn. This is great, and that means that we'll be able to right now put another inactive fleet power in this place. So let's take it from here and put it right over there. Now, we managed to do it, and that means that we're going to receive a bonus. So either to take out corruption, either to take one of the harbingers, either to take 3 resources of our choosing, or to deploy 1 fleet power. I think that the best thing will be to take out 1 harbinger. So I'm going to take it from our crisis board. We can put it back in the general supply, and we're going to slide this card 1 time to the left. So in terms of cleanup, we have nothing to do, but now it's time to resolve the crisis card, which is actually the war card, right? So again, we're going to go to cycle number 3, and we see that he's going to attack us with 1 more. So we already agreed that it's going to be with 4. So let's see what will happen in the different sectors, okay? So let's start from the first sector and see what happens if he attacks us, okay? So because we have the deep missile technology, this is going to take out 1 fleet power. So he has left only with 3. Now he has the initiative, right? 3 versus 2. So he's going to fire first, but we have the shields, so we're going to absorb that. And we're firing back, but we have the torpedoes, and that means that we're going to take out 2 of his fleet power. Now in the next salvo phase, we're going to have the initiative, so we're going to fire first, and that means that he will be destroyed. That is the first sector right over here. So we all agree already that here he's going to have much worse situation. He's going to lose 1, then another 1, torpedoes, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't have access over here. That leaves us with a question mark over here, but I think that we saw it before already. So let's see it again. First of all, he's going to lose 1 thanks to the sector defense over here. So 1 is already gone. We are left only with 3. We have here 2 adjacent sectors with shipyards, and thanks to our technology of deep space missiles, he's going to lose 2. Now we're going to have the same initiative, 1 versus 1. We have shields, so we're going to absorb that, and then we're firing and he will be destroyed. So that is, guys, pretty awesome. Since we managed to survive a skirmish, we're going to have 2 more influence from 119. We're going to have 121. I don't know why I did it to the other side, but hey, okay. So now it's time to have another alert card. Let's see what we have over here. That is number 2. Let's put it here and see what is the next thing. And that is called Secrets of the Novarchs. All right. So it says that after you take a technology, an improved one or a normal one, with influence bonus, choose to also take 1 corruption into your agenda slots. Okay. The penalty, if you can see here, will not be able to resolve actually because everything is corrupted there. So it will be, I think, a little bit too complicated. And what I would like to do actually is to use the development card that we can see over here. And I'm going to use with it the trade token. So I will be able to do 3 actions. First of all, let's pay 1 material that we can see right over here and put down 1 of the guilds. So I think that right now I'm going to put 1 of the farmers guilds. And that means that from production of 6, we're going to have production level of 9. The next thing is that we can do is to settle. So I would like to do that. Let's take out one of the fleet powers over here. We're going to recall it, and then we're going to put here a guild and an installation. So obviously the installation that I would like to put is going to be a sector defense. And the other thing is to put a guild. So I think that again, I'm going to put here a guild of farmers. So let's put it right over here. And that means that again, we're going to push the production by 3. So from 9, it will be now 12. Guys, this is awesome. We're getting there. Okay, we're getting there. The last thing that we can do is to harmonize, and that means that we will pay 1 science. So from 4, we will go down to 3. And we can choose either to take up our population or to take out a corruption. I think that I'm going to use it actually for the population. So from 3, we're going to go to 4. So from 12, we're going to have to 13, and that is the maximum. So no more with that. And also from 4 materials, we're going to have a level 5 production with materials. And that's it, we finished our turn. So this trade token is going to go back. Now we need to resolve whatever we have over here. We cannot resolve it and we cannot take the penalty. I definitely don't want a catastrophe token. So we're going to put it right over here because I think we're good with the resources, right guys? I think we're good. Next thing is to take another alert card. So this is number 1. Oh, number 1 is good. I like number 1. And let's see what we have over here. That is reactive forces. After you deploy 1 fleet power, choose to also put a sector defense on 1 adjacent Voidborn sector. Okay, let's put it right over here and play our next turn. You know what, guys? I see that we have here something that I think can be very interesting for us. We have here the Heroic Leadership card that, to be honest with you guys, I didn't pay attention to it at all. So I think that what I will do, I will take a card that probably I will not use. Let's say that it's going to be the Crusade. This is our focus card that is special to our house. So we're going to discard this and we're going to take the Leadership card that we can see right over here. And the first thing that I would like to do is to rise. So we're going to take down 4 resources. Now, since I will not need anymore, to be honest with you guys, the resources, let's take down from 15 energy, let's take it down to 11. And then I can either score for all my glory tokens, or I can send 1 inactive fleet power to our safe haven. I think that this is what I would like to do. So I'm going to take this one right over here and let's put it in this place. The second thing that I would like to do is to repel. So I'm going to again pay with 1 energy. So now we have 10. And I will choose to take out another Harbinger. Why? Because I think all of these Harbingers are going to be worth a lot of points for the Voidborn later. So let's take out this one from here and put it back in the general supply. I finished using this Heroic Leadership. Let's discard it. Now we did not manage to deploy, so this card is going to go to the board. I again choose to put it in the economical part. Now let's take the next alert card that we have over here, and that is number 2. So we need to invade with 5 or more fleet power. That is a lot. Or we're going to take corruption to one of our trackers. Alright guys, the next card that I will play is the Innovation. So let's start by paying 2 food because I want to do the research. So from 4 we will go down to 2, and then we're going to produce science and credits. So credits over here we're going to have 6, and science we're going to have 1. Then let's count how many do we have. We have here 1 and 2, so that is 2 more influence from 121. We're going to have 123. And now I would like to pay 2 science in order to take a technology. So we're going to take it from 4 to 2. And I think that the improved technology that I will take is actually going to be our dreadnoughts. So the first thing that I would like to do is to take the 6 influence. From 123, we're going to have 129. Also now we can activate one of the fleet powers, and now we can deploy 1 fleet power into a dreadnought. So I think I'm going to take this one right over here and put it here. Okay, that is great. So we finished with that. We can take this technology out, and we can put this technology in. Now let's see what we have over here, okay? We have two things. First of all, over here when we deploy, we can choose to put a sector defense on an adjacent voidborne sector. To be honest, it doesn't bother me so much. So we can take this one right over here and put it in this sector. And that means that we have met the conditions for this crisis card. We can discard it. And also right over here, I think that we can meet the conditions because we took an advanced technology with influence, and now we're going to take one corruption and we're going to put on one of the agenda cards. So we're going to take this crisis card out as well. And that leaves our board a little bit more clean, but we can see over here that actually I would like to take the penalty. So I will put a corruption on this tracker right over here, and I will discard this crisis card as well. So the board is pretty much clean. So now we finished our turn. We don't have here any kind of cleanup, and we don't have a crisis to resolve. So that means that we're going to take another alert card. This is again number 2, no surprises there. We're going to take it, and let's see what we have over here. Toxic bargain. And it says that after you take a trade token, choose to also put a corruption on one of your agenda slots. That is not the greatest thing, but next to it we can see something that is not so bad. Okay, so let's put this right over here and see what we would like to do. And also guys, I forgot, I'm really sorry that when I deployed my Dreadnought, I should have taken one material down. So this is okay. Okay guys, so the next thing that I would like to do is to play the politics card. Now I will choose to play this heroic politics card right over here. So I'm going to discard mine and I'm going to take this heroic politics card. So the first thing that I would like to do is to inspire. So let's pay 2 credit from 6. We're going to go down to 4 and 1 science. Now we can do 2 things. First of all, let's take our token. So we're going to take this token from here and let's take 2 science for it, okay? From 1 we'll go to 3. Now the next thing that we can do is going to advance this tracker right over here. So we're advancing it and we can take out one of the corruptions. So far, so good. The next action that I would like to do is to prevail. And that means that first of all, let's pay 2 energy. So from 10, it will go to 8 and 1 science will go down to 2. Now we can do 2 things. First of all, take out 1 fleet power from an adjacent sector. I'm going to take out from this one. So let's take it right over here. It's out of the game. And now we can invade. So what I will do is to invade with 1 Dreadnought, and also I'm going to invade with 1 corvette. Now, first of all, don't forget that we have the deep space missiles, that we don't need to pay for it at all, which is amazing. So I'm going to take this fleet power out. And then obviously we have the initiative because 1 + 1, that's 2, and then 3. And we have the torpedoes. So this is completely gone. Now a few things are going to happen. First of all, we can take out 1 corruption. So let's take out the corruption from our tracker over here. And I chose to do that and not to take 5 resources because I'm good with that. And then another thing that's supposed to happen is that we're going to flip this tile to the other side. This is no longer a rift. So there you go, it will be just like this with a pure population of 1. So there you go, and I think we're good to go. This was great. Another thing that I forgot, I'm sorry, is when I advanced with this tracker right over here, I can pay 1 more credit to advance another one. So from 4, it will go down to 3. And we will need to advance with this one. So that is great. Let's move it right over here. 2 things are going to happen. First of all, we're going to take another trade token, which is awesome. So let's take it right over here. And which bonus we would like, to be honest with you guys, I think that it doesn't really matter. Let's just take food for later. So let's take 2 more food. Again, maybe I'm doing here some mistakes. Don't judge me. I'm just doing whatever I can. All right. And we can take also 1 corruption out. So that is the last corruption from our board. Now for cleanup, we can put the 2 trade tokens here and right over here. So for cleanup, I think that we're okay. Now it's time to resolve the crisis card. So I think that, well, obviously I don't want to take one of the corruptions over here. I think that I will not take the penalty, and let's just put this crisis card over here. So that's it. Now we're going to go to the last final turn. So let's take another alert card. And that is a sweet number 1 that is not so bad at all. Over here we can see that we have evolving enemy. So after you take a technology, choose also to put a fleet power on an adjacent voidborn sector. Or recall one of your fleet power, or put a fleet power on all the rifts. Okay, that is not so bad, to be honest with you guys. So on our turn, guys, what we would like to do is to play this progress card. Let's start with an experiment. I would like to produce science. I don't have a lot. It's only going to go from 2 to 3 over here. And then I would like to take technology. So we will do that with this invent action. From 3, it will go down to 1. Actually, I think that I would like to take a 5th technology. So let's take something with points. And I think that we will take the star base that we have over here. Yeah, I would like to take the star base. So we will take this, we will take 4 influence points. So from 129, we're going to go to 133. And also we will be able to put a star base. So let's put a star base in our new sector. And also when we put a star base in a pure sector, we can push our population to 2. So that was nice. That's a nice bonus. And that's it. That's what we will be able to do. Now, to meet the condition that we have on this crisis card, on the current crisis, after you have taken a technology, we can add 1 fleet power to an adjacent sector. That is no problem at all. We're just going to put it right over here. And this one we can discard. So let's put it right over here. And that means, of course, that we did nothing for our cleanup. We have nothing to do. And I think that's it, you guys. So now we're going to go to phase C. We're going to have a skirmish. So he's going to attack us actually with 2. 1 because it's the 3rd cycle, and another one because, again, this is our house. So let's see what's going to happen. Over here, for sure, he will not succeed. Also here, here no, because we have the missiles. So basically, guys, we're completely covered. Also with 2, he will not be able to attack us over here. 1 he will lose, and another one from the deep space missiles. So we managed to save this skirmish also. And from 133, we're going to have 135. The next thing that we need to do is to pay for upkeep. So over here on the agenda cards, we have 2 trade tokens. We don't need to worry about that. Over our sectors, on the other hand, we're going to have 1, 2, and 3. So let's pay 3 food. From 4, we're going to go down to 1. Now we can check over here, and we do have a sector with 3 guilds and 6 population like we had before. So we're going to send another fleet power to this safe haven over here, and that will allow us to take one of the bonuses over there. So I'm going to take out another Harbinger. So this one goes back to the general supply. Now it's time to see what's going on our galactic event. So I'm going to jump directly into the second one, because here it says if your board is completely pure. And actually, guys, it's not only our board, everything, all our sectors, everything is pure. And also you have 5 technologies or more, which we do. You will have 20 influence points. So that is not bad at all. From 135, we're going to have 155. The next thing is to score for our agenda cards. We don't have a lot, but let's check. So first of all, for each 2 pure population, we're going to receive 1 influence. So we have here 2, 3, that's 5, 11, 15, 17, so that is actually 16, so 8 influence. So we're going to go to 163. The next, that each sector pure with at least 1 shipyard, we're going to receive 3 influence. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 15 influence, so 178 already. Going to the next agenda card, we do have 4 or more technologies. We have 5, so that is 4 more points, 182. And the next thing is that for each 2 pure sectors, we're going to receive 5 influence. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that means that we have a 15 more influence, so 197. And that's it, guys. We have 197 points. Let's hope it's going to be enough for us. So now it's time to calculate the points for the Voidborn. Now, we remember that we have 197, okay? So we can either calculate all the points that we have here, or we can just starting to take down influence points from us, and we'll see what's going to happen at the end. So because we played on the easy mode, that means that he starts with a 60 influence. So from 197, if we drop a 60, we're going to have 137. Next, for each open rift, he's going to receive 30 points. He has 1 open rift, so 30 points less. That means that we have 107. Next, for each open haven, but guys, we managed to have everyone in the safe havens, so nothing for him over here. If we would not complete one of these safe havens or both of them, for each one that is not complete, we would have taken 20 more points. And then catastrophe tokens over here, if we would have added, that's 20 points more, but we did not have. Then for each harbinger, we're going to have 10 influence. So from 107, we're going to drop down to 97. And then for each drone technology, but we don't have, so we're okay. Then if I'm not mistaken, for each crisis card that we did not resolve, we're going to take down 5. So we have here 2, that is 10. From 97, we're going to go down to 87. Next, for each broken house that is still on the galaxy, we're going to take down 3 points. We have only 1, so now we have 84. And the next thing, for each corruption that there is on the board, doesn't matter who controls this sector, we're going to take down 2 points. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is 10 points. So 87, we're going to have a 77. And the last thing is that for each population in the Voidborn sector, we're going to take down a point. Let's see, we have here 4, 8, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 16, 19 points. So we need to take down 19 points from 74, 55. So guys, we actually managed to win, and by this advantage of 55 points. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around with me. I really appreciate it. Nigel Buckle, thank you again enormously for all of your help and checking out my videos. I really appreciate it. Take care and see you next time.